For my Pokemon Y game, I went with a little guy called Chespin. And if you're wondering why it is I did not get anything else except a top 10 video up last week, even though it was supposed to be a week of Pokemon videos, well, that is what happens when YouTube is crap. Now, on Friday, I recorded, or at least attempted to record, a review for the Pokemon Origin anime. And I wanted to have it posted, and on there I give a more in-depth answer to what happened. But of course, my camera died before I could finish. And by the time the battery was charged, it was too late in the evening to finish up. And over this weekend, I was in Long Island, so I didn't have a chance to finish it either. I'm going to finish it probably tomorrow, because there's no point, seeing as this video will probably take forever to upload as well. And hopefully this will not keep being a big mess. Until then, cue title theme. As I'm sure you can all tell, I am not in a good mood due to all this insanity and lack of video working. So let's just try to get through this quick, easy, painless. Probably not as painless as... Screw it, no puns. Coming in at 6th place, Prisoners, 3.665 million. Then, Runner, 3.725 million. Number 4, Machete Kills, 3.797 million. Number 3, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, 14.2 million. Number 2, Captain Phillips with 26 million. And number 1, Gravity with 44.265 million. Wow. Definitely some big numbers. Not nearly as big as probably how many people bought X and Y this weekend. Not a lie. But definitely some interesting numbers and some very interesting results for this time of the year. Typically you tend to see movies come and go. Oscar bait stuff isn't for another couple of weeks. But here we see a very interesting number 1 with Gravity coming in 2nd place. But first up, let's see how things have gone so far. Prisoners. This film, starring huge jacked man, see I still had a pun in there, has done amazing. It has made more than enough profit that a film like this ever expects to. It's been around for a while. There will probably be a little Oscar buzz for Mr. Jackman himself. And, most likely, I still can't do this. I'm sorry, but how could the videos not upload? Better yet, why can't you do a video response anymore? I wanted to post this on some other YouTubers who say, do your video response to your top 10 list. Well, I can't. How does that feel? How does that make you feel, YouTube? Number 5, Runner, 3.725 million. Gee, yeah, we all expected this film to do well. It looked so good. Now, it didn't look like it was going to be a weird Justin Timberlake, Ben Affleck fest. It so looked like its script was going to make sense. The film looked so organized and conscientious. That's right, it looks about as organized as YouTube. This film was bad, annoying, hard to watch. I didn't see it, but people who I know saw it said it's compared to dealing with YouTube. Number 4, The New Guy, Machete Kills. Okay, getting a bit happier here. I saw this movie. I'm going to have the review for it later this week. It was a real fun movie. Definitely the best comedy of the year for me. It's such a fun B-rate action movie. Nevertheless, that doesn't overly bring in the crowds when compared to some of these other films. It's a spoof movie. Comedies have a history of not doing too well. And when you've got Gravity and a Tom Hanks movie opening, or in theaters at the same time, you can't expect to do too well. I think, considering this film probably wasn't done for much, I imagine most of the money was used keeping Mel Gibson from going crazy. I imagine it's probably made back its profit, and it probably will be here next week. I think the only thing opening up is Carrie, which will probably do well, but Machete Kills is making people laugh. It's a fun action ride. It's silly, it's stupid, and that keeps a certain amount of people from going. But for a movie like this, I think it has definitely made profit. Then, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. Not going to get miserable again. Not going to get miserable. This film is underperforming, believe it or not. It was expected to make a huge killing its opening weekend. It did not, even though it was number 1. Yeah, this film is, it's just there. It's the dumb kids movie parents drag their kids to shut them up for a couple hours. It's not good, it's not interesting, it's not fun at all, but it serves its purpose. It keeps 2-year-olds quiet because 2-year-olds aren't old enough to play Pokemon, which I wanted to do videos on, but couldn't because of problems. Number 2, Captain Phillips. Wow, a Tom Hanks movie only opening with 26 million. Like, that's a problem. Captain Phillips, another one, won't get to see it till tonight, but just an amazing looking movie. The thing is that we've sort of seen this story before. Not the Somali pirates thing, but we've seen the idea of, like, having to, survive, the guy with all the odds against him, this kind of thing. It's a story that's been seen the same way, and it's kind of been marketing the way I expected it to, in that, generic by the numbers set. Where with our number 1 film here, Gravity, the marketing was genius. You could have gone into this film knowing nothing, even if you saw every trailer. With Captain Phillips, it's a true story. It looks riveting, but it's a true story. It didn't happen all that long ago. So enough people remember it to where, oh, I just remember that, but enough people think it's amazing and awesome that it made this money. And hey, it's Tom Hanks. How can the man fail? Looking forward to that. And finally, Gravity. No way around it. The movie's genius. The film is amazing. Word of mouth is what has sold this movie. Because again, like I said, you could see the trailers and get absolutely nothing about the film except for Sandra Bullock, going into space. And even though yes, that's scaring some people from seeing it. Even though yes, there are people who don't see the point to this movie. And yeah, it is a bit gimmicky. The film is amazing. It's getting around. Word of mouth is making it what it is. Everyone who leaves this film, everything you hear about movies the past couple of weeks is, have you seen Gravity? When are you going to see Gravity? What did you think of Gravity? When does Thor 2 come out? That last one has nothing to do with Gravity. But that's what's happened. I have no doubt if Captain Phillips opened last week, it would have been number 1. But it didn't. Gravity got the leg up on him, and I guess Mr. Clooney was able to show Mr. Hanks his ass. I don't know if that happened, but tell me if you think that happened. Actually, give me your opinions on X and Y. Because let's face it, even though Gravity did number 1 again this weekend, there's a new Tom Hanks movie and a fun new comedy. The real star this weekend was Pokemon. Between X and Y and all the exciting reveals and the graphics and everything, the game is amazing. And I want to know how awesome you think this game is. Leave it in a comment section below. And if you want to hear my tomorrow rant on why YouTube doesn't like me, and as well as my review for the Pokemon Origin anime, you can click on that subscribe button right there.